Hello students, welcome back to your math classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I'm your mathematics educator again here with a new chapter and a new concept. And today we are going to learn about the chapter number 11, which is constructions. So I hope so you like this name construction and you also like this chapter. But before starting this chapter, I have to tell you something that in construction we have to deal with more practical way. So what we have to do here, I'll explain you each and every step of example, but after that when you have your questions, so just make sure that you prepared with your sheets, you prepared with your equipments, then you can follow my steps and you draw it, because construction means a practical thing, right? So in the previous chapters you learned some basic concepts of geometry, some geometrical shapes and their classification and properties. In this chapter, you will learn to make these shapes using the geometry box, which consists of a protractor, a rule, a pair of compass, a divider, a pair of set squares, etc. Before starting with geometrical construction, the use of these instruments should be understood. So, the first instrument we have, which is rule. A rule is a rectangular strip made of steel or plastic with centimeters and millimeters makes on one edge and inches on the other edge. It is used to draw line segments and to measure their length. So it is your rule. We can also say it in our day-to-day language, scale. And we all know what is the application of scale in our life, that we have, if we want to measure anything, what we do, we take our scale and measure it. Next we have our compasses. This instrument has two arms hinged together. One of the arms has a pointed end and the other has the provision of holding a pencil. This distance between the pencil tip and the pointed end can be adjusted. It is used to draw arcs and circles. So we use compass for basically draw our arcs and circles, and it is looks like this. And you, I hope so, you have that geometrical box, a particular geometrical box in which we have these equipments together. Okay, next we have protector. We already learned this in our previous chapter, and we also say protector a D, and we using it for measuring an angle. Next we have divider. So divider, again, if we want to measure anything, so we use a divider. You already see it in your previous class. Now we have set of squares. So you already know that what is the use of set of squares. When you have to make a polygon, you have to make a quadrilateral, then you are using this set of squares. So set of squares are triangular shaped instruments usually made of transparent plastic sheet. One set square has shape of an isosceles triangle with angles 90 degree, 45 degree and 45 degree. The other set squares has angle of 90 degree, 60 degree and 30 degree. So set squares are used to make specific angles, these 30, 45 and 60 and 90, and also know to draw parallel and perpendicular lines. Now we are going to deal with our construction. So all of you, are you ready? Let's get started. Construction of construction of a circle with a given radius. So in this, what we have to do, we have to make a circle. We have to draw a circle with the help of a given radius. Given radius means you have to open your compass to that particular measurement. So step 1, open the arms of the, so we have a radius of 2 centimeter. Open the arms of the compass and adjust them so that the distance between the pencil tip and the metal tip is 2 centimeter. So how can you do that? You take your rule, open your compass, your initial point, it should be the pencil tip and the metal tip. Your metal tip should be at, it should be at 0 and your pencil tip should be at 2. So it means you open up your compass 0 to 2 centimeter. So it is equal to radius 2 centimeter. After this, you have to keep this compass metal tip at a particular point like this, and you have to make a round around it, and this is your circle. So mark a point O on the paper, place the metal tip of the compass at O and let the pencil tip touch the paper. Keeping the pointed end of the compass is fixed at O, rotate the other arm around till the pencil end turns to the starting point. Where you start, it should be end at that particular point. Okay. And after this, the figure thus obtained is a circle with radius 2 centimeter and center O. So now we have our exercise 11.1, where you have to, what you have to do here, you have to draw circles. So draw a circle of radius 3 centimeter. I already told you, I'll explain you each and every step in the example. But when you have your exercise, so what you have to do? You have to do it your own. So place your compass by measuring on ruler 0 to 3 centimeter. After this, make a point O, place your metal tip of compass and make a complete round. For example, its starting point is this, so you have to make a complete round like this by moving your compass, and this is your circle of 3 centimeter. That's it. Again, you have to make a circle. You have to draw a circle 4.2 centimeter. Mark 2 points O and P on paper with O as center. Draw a circle passing through point P. What is the radius of the circle? For this, what you have to do? Draw a line segment OP. Okay. After this, place your metal tip here and open your compass 0 to P and make a circle. And then you have to measure what is your radius. Draw a circle, draw a diameter AB of the circle. Take any point C on the circle. What is the measure of angle ACB? So first of all, you have to draw a circle. After this, you have to draw a diameter, which is AB. Take any point C on the circle. For example, you take any point C on the circle, this, and connect it with your center. Sorry, your center should be here. First of all, you have to make a circle. It is not a circle, it is an oval. Circle. Then you have to make a diameter AB. This is your center O. You have to place any point on C, point anywhere, and connect them together. Then you have to measure the angle measurement with the help of your protractor. Okay. Draw two circles of equal radius so that each circle passes through the center of the other. If centers of the two circles are O and C respectively and P and Q are the points of intersection, then check whether PQ is perpendicular bisector of OC or not. So I hope so, students, this is clear to you, and now you can do these two questions your own, which is very simple. Now we move forward to next concept where we have construction of a line segment of a given length. This is very easy. What you have to do here, using a ruler to construct a line segment AB of length say 5 centimeter, do as follow. First of all, you have to take your ruler, place the ruler on a paper and mark a point against 0 and mark of the ruler, name it as A. Mark the point again. So what you have to do, this is your ruler. Start your line from 0 and just place your pencil till 5 centimeter. That is you have to do here, and your line segment is formed with the help of a ruler. Next, AB is the required line segments of line 5 centimeter. Using a ruler and compass, so to construct a line segment of length 3.1 centimeter, do as follows. Draw a line L. Any random measurements, you have to just draw it. Adjust the arms of the compass. So now you have to open your compass. The difference between your metal tip and pencil tip, it should be 3.1 centimeter. By helping, you have to take this measurement by helping your ruler. With the help of your ruler. After this, you have to take any point, any particular point on your L, so that the metal tip of the compass is 0 mark of the ruler and pencil tip is at 3.1 centimeter mark on the ruler. Put the pointed end of the compass on any point on L and then mark a arc on it. So this is equal to your 3.1 centimeter. So I hope so it is clear to you. Now we have constructing the copy of a line segment. So to draw a line segment equal in length to a given line segment, say AB, do as follows. For example, this is your given line segments. First of all, you have to measure it with the help of your compass, and you know that how can you do that? You just have to place your metal tip here and your pencil tip here. Then you have to make a angle. So then you have to draw a line L. Then any random point, for example C, take your metal tip and mark a arc with the pencil tip that is equal to your line AB. That's it. Now we have exercise 11.2. Draw a line segment LM of length 4.8 centimeter using ruler. So you have to take your ruler from 0. Start your line 0 and just trace the compass till 4.8. So this is your line segment 4.8 centimeter. Draw a line segment CD using ruler and compass whose length is. So now you have to place your ruler and compass. So for example, this is your ruler 0 and this is 5. Take your metal tip here and pencil tip here. This is your compass, and then you have to take more. You have to draw a line, place your metal tip here and mark a arc here. So this is your line, 5 centimeter line segment, which is AB. So in same way you can draw the rest of the line segments you have to draw in this exercise. Now we have question number 5. Construct a line segment AB such that AB is equal to 2CD, where CD is a given line segment without measuring CD. So how can you do that? First of all, this is your CD. Measure it with the help of your compass. After this, you have to draw a random measurement line, which is L. Okay. So for example, this is your initial point, or you can say this is your point C, where you put your metal tip. So mark a arc here according to your opening, or according to your difference between metal tip or pencil tip, what you measure in your CD. Then you have to place again here your metal tip and mark a here. With the help of this, you make a line which is double of CD. So now we move forward to our another concept, which is constructing perpendicular lines. And we already know that perpendicular lines means two lines which are intersecting to each other by forming a 90-degree angle. So using protractor to construct a line perpendicular to a given L at a point A on L, do as follows. What you have to do, first you have to make a straight line. Place the protractor on L so that its center point lies on point A and baseline lies along L. Okay. Keeping the protractor fixed, mark a point B on paper against the mark of 90 degree. So we all know that this is your 90-degree angle. So you have to mark a point B. After this, remove the protractor and draw a line passing through A and B with the help of a ruler. So then you have to extend this line further, and this is your perpendicular lines to each other. Okay. So this AB is perpendicular to L at the given point A. Now using set square and rule to construct a line perpendicular to given line L at a point A on L, do as follows. Given line L and a point A on L. So this is your given line. You have a point given, point A given on line A. Place the longer edge of the rule and the given line L. So you have to place this longer edge on the L. Keeping the rule fixed, place a set square with its shortest sides along L so that its right angle corner P is lie on L. This is your rule. You have to place it on your line segment L. On your line L. After this, you have to take your set of square or place it like this, that your 90-degree L should be lie on the L. After this, you just have to create a straight line and remove your set square, and after this what you observe that there is a formation of perpendicular lines. Now using rule and compass, so for this to construct a line perpendicular to given line L at a point A lying on it, follow these steps. Given a point A on a line L. So this is your line L and you have a given point A with A as center and any convenient radius, draw an arc intersecting L at 2 points P and Q. So now what you have to do here, you have to take A as your center or any random measurement. It's totally up to you. It could be 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter. So place it your metal tip on A and form a semicircle, or you can say that okay, you have to intersect your line L with 2 points. So these are your 2 points P and Q. Now what you have to do with P and Q as centers and any convenient radius. Now it's totally up to you. You have to take any random measurement. So take it and mark arcs. First P you have to take and just make sure that the measurement, the difference, your P and Q will remain same. For example, you take any random measurement for P 5 centimeter. So the measurement for Q, it should be also 5 centimeter. You cannot change your radius. You just first of all you have a chance to take any random measurement. After that you have to take same measurement for the P and same radius for the Q. So at P you have to take arc, at Q you have to mark a arc. After this, where these two arcs are intersecting each other, you have to draw a line extended which is intersecting the line L further. So here you have AR is the required line perpendicular to L. Next, we have constructing a line perpendicular to a given line and passing through a given point, not lying on it. So using set square and rule, in order to construct a line perpendicular to given line L and passing through the given point A, not lying on it, do as follows. Till now what we do that this point A is lying on our line L, but in this case this point is lie outside of the line, so it is not collinear with it. So place a set square PQR and place a set square PQR so that one arm PR of the right angle is along with the line. So you have to place it your set of square like this, that your this line PR of the right angle is along the line L. After this, keep the set square fixed and place a rule along the edge QR opposite to the right angle of the set square. So you have to arrange it like this, that QR is opposite of the set square. Keeping the rule fixed, slide the set square along the rule until the other arm PQ of the right angle passes through the point A. So what we have to do, for example, you have to use your both the hands. You have to keep your rule fixed here and move your set square till towards the point A. After this, what you observe here, that this your set square is reached to the point A. Now you have to form a line. After forming a line, draw a line AB along the edge PQ, and here you have your perpendicular. Okay. Next, using rule and compass to construct a line perpendicular to a given line L and passing through a given point A, not lying on it, do as follows. So what we have to do, here you have your line A, here you have a point A which is not lying on line L. With A as center and any convenient radius, draw an intersecting L at point C and D. So you have to take any random measurement and you have to intersect line L with 2 points, okay, with an arc with the same radius with the C and D as centers. Draw 2 arcs that intersect point B on the other side of L. So what you have to do now, same measurement, same radius. C is your center, mark arc. D is your center, mark arc. Where these lines are intersecting to each other, you have to overcross it with A, and what you see here, here is your intersecting line. Now we have exercise 11.3. Take a point O on any line L. Draw a line perpendicular to L at point O using a protractor. So I already explained you each and every question which is in this. So I already explained you each and every question you have in exercise 11.3 in your examples. So what you have to do, you have to read out these questions and take an idea from your examples and follow those steps, and you can complete your answers. But before that, I'll give you a hint also. Take a point O on line L. Draw a line perpendicular to L at point O using a protractor. So this is your line L. Take a point O. Now place your protractor here, which is like this. Here you have a 90-degree angle and you have to remove your protractor and you draw your perpendicular line like this. Draw a line AB, take a point P on AB and draw a line perpendicular to AB passing through point B using rule and set of set square. So you already do that in example, so you have to follow those steps and you can complete this exercise. Okay. Now we have constructing perpendicular bisectors of a line segment. Recall that perpendicular bisector of a line segment is a perpendicular to a line segment that divides into two equal parts. I already explained you perpendicular bisectors, right? Where we have a line which is divided into two equal parts by forming a 90-degree angles. Okay. So to draw the perpendicular bisector of a line segment using rule and compass, go through the following steps. Draw the line segment AB. So first of all, you have to draw line segment AB with A as center and radius more than half of DAB. Draw 2 arcs. So what you have to do, this is your line AB. Take your radius which is more than half of AB. After this, you have to take a mark. You have to take the arc like this, in which way your AB is intersecting. AB is have this intersecting point. No. So you have to draw your arc. After this center C and this is your center D. So with the same measurements, you have to draw arcs at center C and at center D. So where these two arcs are intersecting each other, now what you have to do here, this is your line segment AB. You have to take a radius which is greater than half of AB. So now you take that. Now you have to place your metal tip at A, mark arc. Take metal tip at B, mark arc. After this, same you have to do for below side. Take your center A, mark arc, and take your center B and mark arc. Where these two arcs are intersecting each other, you have to connect these lines like this, and this is your perpendicular lines to each other. Okay. Now we have our exercise 11.4. Draw a line segment CD of length 5.5 centimeter. Draw the perpendicular bisector CD using ruler and compass. This is your line 5.5 centimeter. Okay, AB. So now you have to take more than half of 5.5 centimeter. 5 half is 2.5. So you can say you have to take 3.5 or 3 centimeter. So we take 3 centimeter. You have to open your compass. The difference between your metal tip and pencil tip, it should be equal to 3 centimeter. After this, you have to mark a arc here by taking A as your center, same this, same here and here, and where these two intersecting points intersect, just connect them. This is your perpendicular line. So same you have to do for rest of the questions you have in this section. Okay, so I hope so these steps are clear to you and you can do it your own. For example, let's take one more question. Question number 8. Draw any two chords of a circle of radius 4 centimeter. Construct perpendicular bisector of the two chords and name them AB and CD. What is the point of intersection of AB and CD? So what you have to do here? First you have to draw any two chords. So first you have your circle with equal to radius of 4 centimeter and you have your chords here. So now you have to take more than of it. So you have chord AB and CD. So take a radius of half of more than AB and half of more than CD. So after it, take your point center A, place, take center A, mark a arc here. As your center B, mark a arc here. Same you have to do here. And where these two are intersecting, just connect them together. Just make sure that this line should be overthrough with your center of circle this, and this is you have to do in this question. After this we have to form construction of angle. Constructing angles. Constructing an angle of a given measure. An angle of a given measure can be constructed using a protractor. Suppose you have to construct an angle of 75 degree. Do as follows. First of all, you have to draw a ray, because we all know that angles are formed with the help of two rays with the same vertex. So this is your ray AB. Place the protector, so that you have to place your protector and this center should be lie on your A and its baseline along AB. Holding the protector fixed and mark a point C on the paper against the 75 degree mark of the protector. So where you see 75 degree? Here between 80 and 70. So you have to label it with C, and after this you have to remove your D and connect this C point to A with the help of rule, and this is your angle of 75 degree. Now we have constructed an angle equal to a given angle. So first of all, you have to measure given angle AOB of unknown measure. Draw a ray PQ. Here is your PQ with O as center and any convenient radius. Draw an arc cutting OA and OB at C. So you have to draw an arc, okay, with any convenient, any random radius which is cutting OA and OB respectively. With P as center and the same radius as before, draw an arc to intersect PQ at R. Now with R as center and radius CD, draw an arc intersecting the previous arc as at. Join P and S and produce it to the T. So what you have to do? You have to join PS and extend it till T. So TPQ is the required angle equal to angle AOB. So in this case, you have this given angle. You have to take O as a center and take any random measurement to cut AO and OB. Same measurement you have to take for a random line segment and keep it like this, and again you have to cross it, and then you have to connect your P and T together. Now we have bisecting an angle. Bisecting an angle means in which we are dividing our angle in two equal parts. Okay, so given bisecting an angle means draw a ray in the interior of the angle with its initial point at the vertex of the angle such that it divides the angle into two equal parts. So given angle is ABC. Now with BS center and any convenient radius, draw an arc cutting AB and BC at D and E. So you have to take any random radius, place your metal tip at B and mark a arc which is intersecting, which is cutting OB and OC at D and E. After this, with DS center more than half of DE, draw an arc with ES center and same radius as before, an arc cutting the previous arc at P, join BP and produce it. So what you have to take? You have to take a radius which is more than DE, place it, take it to your D as a center, mark arc, take your E as a center, mark arc, where your arcs are intersecting each other, just connect it with the B. So this is your bisector of angle. Now constructing special angles. There are some specific angles which can be constructed without using a protector. Angles of 60 degree, 30 degree, 90 degree, 45 degree and 120 degree can be constructed using ruler and compass only. So first we constructing an angle of 60 degree. So first of all, you have to draw a ray which is OA. With OS center, any convenient radius, draw an arc cutting OA. So you take any random measurement and cutting your OA. With P as center and the same radius as before, draw an arc cutting the previous arc at Q. So what you have to take? You have to take any random measurement and place it at P and cut your arc at Q. Your previous arc, cut your arc OC at Q. Now join OQ and produce it to C. Now you have to join OQ and produce it to C. This is your angle 60 degrees. Same you have to do for 30 degree. 30 degree angle means bisector of 60 degrees. So here you have to draw bisector of 60 degree. So construct an angle 30 degree, construct an angle of 60 degree as shown above, then draw its bisector. Each of the two angles thus obtained is 30 degree. Now constructing an angle of 120 degree. Construction of an angle of 120 degree makes use of the fact that angle of 120 degree is double of the angle 60 degree. The step of construction are, first you have to form a line, first you have to form a ray OA. Then your same step with OS center and any convenient radius, draw a arc cutting OA at P. So you have to draw a arc which is cutting at P. Now with P as a center, the same radius, draw an arc cutting the previous arc at Q. So you have to mark a arc which is cutting at Q. Now Q as a center with same radius, you have to mark a arc which is at R. So now join OR and extend it to point B. So you have to join OR and extended it to B. This is your angle of 120 degree. Next we have constructing an angle of 90 degree. Constructing an angle of 90 degree is the same as constructing a perpendicular line to a given line segment. Point lying on it. You can follow these steps of construction and discuss earlier. So same where we have formed a perpendicular lines, because perpendicular means what? 90 degree angle, and we are forming here angle of 90 degrees. So both these steps are same. And for forming a constructing an angle of 45 degrees, so what you have to do? You have to make a bisector of 90 degree and you have your 45 degree angle, because 90 means 45 means double of 90 degree. Now we have our exercise 11.5. Construct angles of following measure using a protector. So you simply make 35 degree, place your D like this and see where 30 degree is lies and form it. That is very easy for you. Draw an angle of any measure using rural compass. Draw another angle of equal measure. So you can make 120 degree angle, 60 degree angle, 90 degree angle. So it's totally up to you. Basically what you have to do, the above section, the above concept, you have to go through it one more time, and then what you see, you can do rest of the questions you have in exercise 11.5 very easily, because the same steps you have to follow here. So let's see last question. Using ruler and compass, construct an angle of measure 150 degree and bisect it. So you already know how to draw a bisect of the angle, and you can easily make your 150 degree angle with the help of ruler and compass. Okay, after this is the end of your chapter. I hope so students this chapter is clear to you and you understood it very well. To solve your questions, to solve your exercise questions, what you have to do first, you have to understand the examples you have. If once you clarify with your examples, then your exercise is very easy for you. So students, now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye, have a good day.